Good evening, everyone, and welcome to My Ideal City, a special council meeting involving students from our school system here in the city of Kitchener. Today is Monday, May 26, 2025, and individuals who are interested in participating in this meeting were eligible to register online using the delegation registration form at www.kitchener.ca/delegation or via email at delegation@kitchener.ca. Any written comments received prior to the commencement of this evening's meeting have been circulated to members of council and will form part of the public record. The meeting live stream and archive videos are available at www.kitchener.ca/watchnow. So good evening, everyone, and welcome. I'm Mayor Barry Verbanovich of the City of Kitchener, and I am joined this evening by my co-mayor, who you'll be hearing from shortly, Mayor Maya Salkini. On behalf of Kitchener City Council and the City of Kitchener as a whole, I'd like to welcome the students, as well as their teachers, friends, and family for joining us today for My Ideal City mock debate event. Like my colleagues on City Council, we're all thrilled that you're able to join us this evening. I want to extend a special thank you and also to both the editors of the Kitchener Citizen, Carrie DeBrone and Helen Hall. Helen's here this evening. Thank you, Helen. The two of them have been an integral part of this process and are here with us this evening and will be posting all of the students' winning essays in the local newspaper, the Kitchener Citizen. I know we were all happy to learn about all the entries we received this year for the My Ideal City contest. Might have even been a record. We received 82 entries from students aged 10 to 12 from Kitchener schools. Each and every one who is here today is not only a future leader, decision maker, and visionary. I think we can argue that they're already leaders today. What these students think about our city matters, and I'm so pleased that each of them took the time to share their thoughts on what they feel would make Kitchener an even better place to live. On behalf of council, we thank you for being here, and we hope that you enjoy the experience this evening. I know that council and staff appreciate your interest and enjoy your participation in the event. Thank you again to all who participated, as well as to the teachers and family members who supported them in getting here this evening. We'll now commence our mock debate council meeting, the way we do all of our meetings, with the land acknowledgement and the singing of O Canada. And so as we gather this evening, we gather on the traditional territory of the Neutral, Anishinaabe, and Haudenosaunee peoples. We recognize our responsibility to serve as stewards for the land and honor the original caretakers who came before us. Our community is enriched by the enduring knowledge and deep-rooted traditions of the diverse First Nations, Métis, and Inuit in Kitchener today. And now I would invite everyone to stand as they're able for the singing of our national anthem.
In all of us.
So now if I can just introduce everyone before I turn the mic over. We'll begin to my right. We have Mayor Maya Salkini. If you can give a little wave. Then we'll go to Ward 1, and we have Ward 1 Councillor Lazar Matusic, supported by Councillor Scott Davey. You guys can give little waves as we go along. Then we'll go to Ward 2. We have Ward 2 Councillor Tia Patel with Real Councillor Dave Schneider. Next, we'll go to Ward 3, Councillor Nikola Mitrovic with daytime Councillor Jason Deneau. We'll now move to Ward 4, and we have Councillor Gianna Pachigar with Councillor Christine Michaud. Ward 5, we have Councillor Khoi Vu, and Khoi is, she's supported by the Chief of Staff from the Office of Mayor and Council, Shannon Weber. Ward 5. Ward 5 supported by Iowa Dooney. Sorry. Thanks, Khoi. Ward 6, we have Councillor Maddie Nichols, who's supported by Councillor Paul Singh. Councillor, next we have Ward 7, Councillor Jackson Lacoselets, who's supported by Councillor Bill Ioannidis. Now we have Councillor Hope earlier, who's supported by our Chief of Staff from the Office of Mayor and Council, Shannon Weber. Ward 9, Councillor Janessa Clubb, and Janessa is supported by Ward 2 Councillor Dave Schneider, who's helping out today. A couple of our councillors weren't able to be here. And lastly, we have Ward 10 Councillor Dasin Yassin, who is supported by Councillor Stephanie Stretch. And unfortunately, our student who was representing staff is ill this evening, and so Jonathan Lautenbach, who's the full-time staff person, will represent both the grade 5 students and the real-life staff. And then in terms of our delegations, we have our pro delegate, Enkela Marina. And Enkela is supported by our General Manager of Corporate Services, Victoria Robb. And then lastly, we have our delegate, who's Antonio Jordao Mendez de Goj. And Antonio is supported by our General Manager of Infrastructure Services. Sorry, I was going to say Development and Technical Services. Wrong one. Infrastructure Services, Denise McGoldrick. And so those are all of our participants this evening. And now I will turn it over to Mayor Salkini.
Let's begin the evening by hearing from our registered delegations. Delegates, you will have 1 minute to speak. Let's hear from our first delegate, Enkela Marina.
My name is Enkela Marina, and yes, we should invest in building more community and recreational centers. These centers play a large role in strengthening bonds within neighborhoods by hosting community events and running a variety of programs for all ages. They provide safe spaces for activities and social engagement. Not all residents own working printers and computers or may lack reliable internet access at home. By offering these resources in community centers, people can live more comfortably. Centers also create more local jobs, boosting the economy. As the city's population grows, not everyone has equal access to these programs and services, with distance and pricing being major barriers. Building more centers will allow more residents to engage with programs regardless of where they live. As someone who has seen firsthand how powerful these spaces can be, I believe we should make sure that every resident has a nearby place where they can connect, grow, and thrive. So let's invest in our communities and build a better future for all of us.
Thank you, Enkela. Are there any questions? Thank you, Enkela. Do you have an opportunity to respond?
Any questions?
Okay, no.
So we'll go right.
Let's hear from our second delegate, Antonio Jorge Mendez de Gos.
Hi, my name is Antonio Goes. I'm one of the kids that were picked for my Idea City contest. Tonight I would like to speak about what can make our city a better place to live in. So my first idea was to have solar panels for city electricity, stoplights, parks, and city lamps. My second idea was to add solar panels and small-sized wind turbines on top of tall buildings. My third idea was to make buildings covered by vegetation like hanging garden. I think we can add fruits to the garden for the community that lives in the building. I'm thankful for our incredible city for picking me to talk tonight.
Antonio, are there any questions? I'll now, no, what?
So Councillor Majestic.
Councillor Majestic.
Hi, I'm Lazar McKessick, and I believe. If you don't invest funds in community centers, where would you feel the money would be better spent?
Antonio, do you have an opportunity to respond?
So I don't want to invest in the community centers right now because I think that's actually a good idea, but I think right now this would help us not only in the city but in other places of the world.
Antonio, I'll now open,
Councillor Bashikar.
Councillor Bashika.
Bashikar.
Bashikar.
Do you consider investing funds in food banks?
Yeah, because that would help our city a lot, and I think that would be really good for our environment. But for now, I want to focus on investing not only in our city but in the rest of the world.
Councillor Yassin.
Could we build parks and playgrounds instead of a center?
Antonio, you have an opportunity to respond.
Can you please repeat the question?
Could we build parks and playgrounds instead of a center?
We could, but that would be more like for kids instead of like the rest of the environment.
Councillor Nicola.
I have a question for staff. What is the cost of a new community center?
Mr. Lockenbach.
Mr. Lockenbach.
So through the mayor to the council member, the community center costs can vary depending on the size, but it would be millions of dollars to build a community center, similar to the other community centers that we have across the city.
Yeah. We have Councillor Patel first.
Thank you.
Councillor Patel.
Could these centers help kids stay busy instead of getting into trouble?
Yes, the centers can benefit us in the future because we will have healthier population and more people can have lifelong learning skill developments.
No, I've already done that. Okay, so maybe what you want to do.
Are there any additional questions for staff? Counselor Yasin?
Does the city have the reserve funds to pay for a new center?
Park.
Through the mayor to the council member, the city does have funds that it can collect to support a growing city and for building a community center. So there is enough funding in reserve funds to allow us to build a new community center if that is a priority of council.
Council Pashiger?
What neighborhood should receive a new community center?
Lautenbach?
So through the mayor to the council member, we would look to build a new community center within the area of the city that is growing. And so that would be how we would prioritize and look at different areas where that amenity might be needed.
Counselor Nicholas?
Nichols.
Nichols.
How many community centers do we have now?
Mr. Lautenbach?
Here to the council member, I believe there's 15 community centers that we have currently. We're looking to consider one additional community center.
Counselor Mitrovic?
Here's a question for Zach. How does the council plan to spend increased funding for new or existing community centers to ensure all residents benefit from these essential resources?
Mr. Lautenbach?
Through the mayor to the council member, we would look to prioritize through the 2026 budget how we're funding both existing community centers and also to move forward with a new community center if that was the priority of council. There's obviously a number of priorities that we need to consider through the budget process, and so that's something that we would aim to do through that process if this is something that council wants to consider moving ahead with.
Thank you.
Shabak, last question.
Can we add food banks to community centers?
Mr. Lautenbach.
Mr. Lautenbach?
Through the mayor to the council member, that's certainly something that we could look at in terms of how we deliver programs to community centers. And so staff can take that back and look at ways that we might be able to deliver that in the model of how a community center operates.
Counselor Herr?
I have a question for staff. In what areas do we see increased demand for a new center?
Mr. Lautenbach?
Through the mayor to the council member, we're seeing a lot of growth in the southwest area of the city, and so that's an area where we know that there are community infrastructure that's needed, like a new community center, so that would be the area that we'd look to prioritizing adding a new center if that was something that council wanted to do.
Thank you. I'd now like to ask for a motion. Okay. Now I'm asking for a motion.
Counselor Nichols.
Counselor Nichols?
I move that motion. For the new community center.
To be clear, you're talking about moving new community centers.
Yeah, I think we should build another one.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Thank you. Is there a seconder?
Counselor Mitrovic.
Counselor Mitrovic.
I second it.
Thank you. I'll now open the floor to to members of council for questions or comment for our staff. Jonathan Lautenbach.
Actually, no, just those for,
I'd now like to open the floor to debate.
okay, so Councillor Nichols.
Councillor Nichols.
Yes, I think we should invest in more community centers. First of all, community centers have programs for all ages that would help keep people to stay active and not just sit around their houses all day. It helps bring people in our city together and build stronger bonds to become a stronger community. Community centers can be used for all sorts of things, from polling stations to a place Girl Guides can meet. Community centers also provide a cool place in the summer and a warm place in the winter for you to play sports so you're not outside the whole time. Community centers are also a great place to meet new people and make new friends. I think that if we invest in places and programs like these for the people in our community, they'll use it to give back, which will make our city stronger. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Councillor. I'd now like to move to Council Laco Jack.
Hello, my name is Jackson Laco-Seljak. I'm a grade 5 student at Mackenzie King Public School, and I'm excited to be here. I'm here to debate whether our city should invest more in community and recreational centers. While these centers are helpful for families, I believe the City of Kitchener should invest in traffic calming measures to make neighborhoods safer for kids. Lots of kids are playing in our communities, and they should feel safe crossing the street. Neighborhoods should add things like speed bumps, bollards, and flexi posts to slow down cars and protect kids. These tools help drivers pay attention and reduce speed. We had some near our house and they really worked. They made the street feel safer. With more of them, kids could play outside more and families would feel at ease. School safety matters too. I think all school buses should have an extended stop arm so cars stop when kids are getting on and off. I've seen cars fly by our bus even with the lights on. There should also be more signs in neighborhoods showing the speed limit and reminding drivers kids are playing nearby. These signs help drivers stay alert. This would make me feel more protected when playing with family and friends. That's why I believe traffic calming is the best way to protect kids. It's also a better use of tax dollars because it protects children where they live and play. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is Council Pechigar.
Hello, respected mayor and councilors. I've decided to invest the funds in food banks. There are people who are starving. They have no food or water. We already have 15 community centers doing very well, so food banks would be a better option. But still, community centers are awesome. I personally love going to them to go to the library and booking the gym for traditional dances. But I'm just saying, food, you need to survive. I'm in Girl Guides and sometimes we do things like do a day where we collect food bank donations. It's incredible. But there are only 30 of us and thousands of people who can't get food. So if we invest funds in food banks, we can help thousands of people. Not many people donate to food banks, so investing funds into them would be really helpful. That's why I chose food banks over community centers. Thank you, respected mayor and councilors, for giving me the opportunity to be here. I'm very lucky and grateful to be able to share my opinion and thoughts with all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next up, Councillor Masasic.
Hi, I'm Lazar McKessick, and I believe that we should not spend money on more community centers. I believe that taxpayers' dollars should be used where the majority would benefit. Community and recreation centers are not where the majority should go. Roads are in terrible condition and they are used by everybody. This would be a good place to start proposing money. We should also put money towards IoT, Internet of Things, as IoT will help with everyday life. IoT is a network of physical devices. They connect with sensors, softwares, and network connections. IoT is supposed to collect and exchange data. For example, if your garbage bins are full, IoT will sense it and send alerts to staff so they can be emptied. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Councillor Mitrovic.
Hi, my name's Nicola Mitrovic. I'm from the school Brigham Public School. I think that we should not invest into more community centers, but instead invest into community centers that we already have by upgrading the like programs like transport and other programs that are in the buildings.
Thank you. Councillor Vu.
Hello, I'm Coy, and today I want to discuss why we must invest in more community centers. Our beloved city is growing rapidly, bringing both excitement and significant challenges. With a big population, we currently have only 15 community centers to serve our community needs. This situation is critical. As Kitchener expands, many residents face long wait time and limited access to essential services. This reality leads to many people feeling isolated and disconnected from the community. We cannot let this continue to get worse. The solution is clear. We must invest in more community centers to meet the needs of our growing population. By doing this, we will not only solve these issues, but also provide more programs and resources for family and youth and create local job opportunity. Picture a Kitchener where everyone feels welcome, a vibrant city alive with creativity and connection. If we're united to invest in community center, we can turn this vision into reality. Let's take action now and to build a brighter future for all.
Thank you. Next up, Councillor Yassin.
Hello everyone, my name is Dawson Johnson and I am for more community centers because they create a sense of belonging. You can meet and make new friends there. They provide people with services that are affordable, like doing taxes. They also offer classes to help people learn new skills. Some have gyms, swimming pools, basketball courts, and sports fields. This helps people to stay active. You can give back to our community by volunteering. Many people still don't have computers at home, so having computers, internet at centers can be great, especially when searching for a job. This is why I'm asking for more centers to be built. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next up, Councillor Herr.
In the city of Kitchener, the mayor has given me this opportunity to share my idea of which I should invest in our local community centers or invest elsewhere. In our city of Kitchener, we currently have 15 community centers, but I have decided to invest in our public libraries, and here's why. I think that having libraries will help people giving their kids a slightly better physical health because every time or so, the libraries host a fun little activity that they can share with the small children to do. Secondly, the libraries are also give some poor people the opportunity to find more jobs. Because the libraries let the people use the computers for free, that will help with them. I would also like to add that libraries are a good place to sit down and relax because libraries are meant to be a quiet place for pedestrians to rest. Wouldn't you want to rest somewhere quiet? That's my opinion on if I should invest in community centers or elsewhere.
Thank you so much. I don't see any more councils, so I would like to share my own comments. Hello, I am Maya Salkini, and I am here to represent the against side. When I came to Canada, I arrived with hope. Hope for safety, for opportunity, for a better life. But behind that hope, there was fear too. We didn't have a home of our own. We didn't know where we would end up or how we'd make it. If it weren't for our sponsors, I don't know how we would have gotten through those first months. They opened their hearts and helped us stand when everything felt uncertain. Without them, we would have faced so many hard times no family should have to go through. But even with their help, I saw how broken the system is. People are still struggling to find affordable places to live. While money gets poured into brand new community centers that most struggling families will never step foot in, we need to do better. Look at Finland. They gave people homes first and watch homelessness drop dramatically. Canada can do the same if we shift our priorities. We're not lacking in heart, we're just not investing where it counts. Mental health is another place we've lost our way. I've seen what it does when someone you love is told you have to wait. Wait for weeks, for months. But when you're battling depression or trauma, waiting feels like drowning. But once again, it was people who helped us through. Friends, community leaders, a teacher who noticed when we were struggling, and our sponsors. It wasn't fancy buildings, it was human kindness. We can build a mental health system that reflects the same spirit by offering care through schools, libraries, and telehealth. New Zealand did it, and it worked. They focused on connection, culture, and early support. We can too if we remember what this is really about, the people. And I can't forget the role transportation played in our journey, or rather, the lack of it. Missing buses, being unable to afford the fare, feeling cut off from jobs, schools, and even basic necessities. It's easy to forget how vital public transit is until you live without it. But once again, people stepped in. A neighbor who drove us, a stranger who gave us a ride, a teacher who quietly slipped us a transit pass. That's the Canada I know. The Canada of people helping people. But kindness shouldn't have to make up for broken systems. We need real investment in public transportation, affordable fares, electric buses, more routes and more communities. This is how we connect people, not just to places, but to possibilities. Canada's not less than any other country. In fact, I believe it has more heart than most. But we need to focus that heart in the right direction. Housing, mental health, transportation. These are not luxuries. These are lifeness. I know what it feels to be without them, and I know the only reason we made it is because people believed in us. Let's take that same belief and build a system that lifts everyone. We don't need more buildings that look good. We need policies that do good. We can make Canada better. We already have the people. Now we just need the will. Thank you for listening. I hope you can understand where I'm coming from and stand with me. Thank you.
This is a big decision. I'd like to ask for a recorded vote.
Yes, we will do a recorded vote.
So ask Councillor Yassin next. Councillor Yassin, were you asking the same thing?
Councillor Yassin, were you asking the same thing?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Councillor Patel?
Councillor Patel, were you asking the same question?
No, I just wanted to give my comments.
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay, please go ahead.
As Kitchener continues to grow, we must invest in more community and recreational centers to support the people living here, especially youth and families. These centers offer welcoming and secure environments where individuals can engage with one another, maintain their physical activity, and join in on various programs at little or no cost. With a range of activities from sports and fitness to arts, tutoring, and cultural celebrations, they foster a deeper sense of community while enhancing mental and physical well-being. Not everyone can afford private gyms or after-school programs, so these centers create equal opportunities for all. Some may argue that there are more urgent needs, but the truth is, recreational centers are a part of the solution, not a distraction from it. Individuals who have access to supportive environments and programs are less likely to encounter lasting problems such as poor health or criminal behavior. So in the end, yes, recreational centers are more than just nice to have. They're a smart investment in the city's future. Thank you.
Thank you, Patel, Councillor Patel. We're gonna do the vote now. And once your buttons start blinking, please press the plus sign for, or please press the minus sign for against. Thank you. There are still 2 people who need to vote. Six voted against and 5 voted for. So that means we will not be building more community centers. Thank you, councilors, for counselors for the debate. And to delegation and staffs who helped with the debate.
And now I'd like.
Now I'd like to turn it over to the other mayor, Mayor Barry.
Okay. I tell you, I'm worried. I'm glad that she has a few years to go till she's 18, or I'd be worrying next year potentially in the next election. But to Mayor Maya and all of our councilors, as well as our delegations who are here this evening, and our staff person who we hope is getting better at home, thank you for participating in this. You know, I know we all really love this event every year, and it's pretty amazing the thought that each of you put into it, what you write to make your arguments and share with all of us, and that's already all on top of what you originally wrote in order to win the competition and to be selected to be part of this event this evening. I do want to say, actually, just a special little shout out as well to my mayor, because this was a surprise that came from Councillor Michaud and Councillor Schneider, who were on the selection committee. And when I found out who was selected, I actually couldn't believe it, because back in January 2016, we had a family that came to Canada from then Syria, and Mayor Jaworski, who was mayor in Waterloo, and myself were part of the sponsorship group. And this young lady was 2.5 when she arrived, and was selected by these counselors now, and it's kind of like a full circle moment. And I recognize one of the other members of the sponsorship group, as well as her parents who are here this evening. So I thought I would just share that, because it was a pretty special story, and obviously you were impacted in what you wrote today as well. I do want to take this opportunity to again thank all of the schools, the principals, the teachers, and the parents for your interest in this annual event and for encouraging the students to participate. And thank everyone, not just those who are here, but the many, many other students who took time to submit a My Ideal City essay. Thank you, obviously, to the winning students who are here this evening to participate in the mock debate. And as I said, we encourage everyone to look for the winning essays, which will be published in the June edition of the Kitchener Citizen. And a special thank you again to Helen and Carrie. Many years ago, when we first approached them about this project, they jumped on board right away and have continually been supporters of it. And probably goes back like 15 years ago now. Around that time? Yeah, something like that. So it's pretty awesome, and so thank you, Helen. And so now I'd like to invite the council and staff members to join Mayor Maya and I over by the banner, where we'll do the certificate presentations and then take a group picture as well. And with that, you want to say this meeting's adjourned?
This meeting is adjourned.
There we go.